I was
Okay,
waiting
go
for it
on,
to
go on.
connect. We're live. We're live. Inspiration Nation. Hello, Lee Kemp here for another week on the podcast. We are out without Ryan this week. We are with
Yep,
Jose.
yep.
How are you doing, my friend?
I'm very, very good. I'm going to apologise to TikTok viewers right now because the speakers on my laptop have packed in. I'm thinking one day I'll have to get some Bluetooth speaker. If I got a Bluetooth speaker, I wonder if it would just pick it up and broadcast it. So I'm not sure why it's not working. Anyway, hello Anna, thanks for joining. But anyway,
Oh,
enough of that.
can they not hear my wonderful tone on TikTok? Is that the
No,
problem?
here, can I repeat what Lee said? Can you not hear my wonderful tone on TikTok? That's what Lee sounds like. If you've not heard his voice before, just in case.
Thank you,
If you don't, if
Jose.
you want,
Thank you.
actually, if you want to know what Lee sounds like, just go to YouTube right now and you'll hear him, or just watch his back when you finish with it. Right? There you go.
Absolutely. Inspirationnation.org.uk. All the links are over there. Thank you, everyone, join us again for another week of some inspirational rambles from me and Jose. Just before we started, Jose wanted to check I was good for today, and he sent me a message, as he always does, to subtly prompt me. Subtly is not the word. Just outwardly prompt me to say your subject this week, Lee, as he likes to remind us when we're up for it. And I'll confess, I'm feeling a little bit hungover today. My brain hasn't been with me. I haven't thought of the subject. And what I was going to do was mad scramble for one before we started, but actually I thought, no, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to start talking and I'm going to see what happens.
Oh, you're winging it. You're
We're
winging
kind of
it.
winging it a little bit, I think.
The winging it episode. I love this. You
Yeah.
should get your little book out. You should get
Well, that's
the
what I normally
Churchill book.
do. I might have a little flick through and see if there's anything in there as well, and
You,
things
you
that
should
are
whip out the book. You whip it out, don't you? Whip it out. Yeah, you should do that. Yeah.
probably not what I should do. The police have told me. So there's a how to live section here. Oh, let's come up on the screen. How to live
Look at that.
in the book
Yeah.
of, and I like these quotes, and I've picked the ones that align to me and things that resonate with me. At this, which changes because a lot of it is due to what's going on right now.
Love that.
So let's see.
Right, TikTokers. Thanks, Anna. Appreciate you. Just showing that to TikTokers. So there you go. Oh, look. Lee's concentration.
I know it's not a good podcast. Me just reading a book, is it?
I know. I just
not
love the
really
concentration. It's
getting
like
that,
laser eyes on that book. Laser eyes. Look at that. Everyone, just hello, the John Oni. Thank you. The John and Oni. Thank you for joining. Thank you all. On TikTok.
So I've got two for you, and we'll see where we go with this. One says, all the greatest things are simple, and many can be expressed in a single word. Freedom, justice, honour, duty, mercy, hope. They were some of the single words.
Oh,
So
wow,
I'll give you again,
freedom.
all the greatest things are simple, and many can be expressed in a single word. And the bit that jumps into that with me,
Yeah, go on.
stands out because it's good. You know, they're great. You know, headline things we should all be aspiring for. But overcomplication is a killer in life, isn't it? Talking about
Yes,
simple
I-
overcomplication,
Yeah, 100%.
and I think people just manage to make meals out of not out of nothing, but very small things, and then suddenly there becomes a way to do that thing, and people create guidebooks about the way to do that thing, and people elaborate the guidebooks about the way to do that thing, and suddenly you're rated on how well you follow the guidebook about doing that thing, not what you've done, not what you've created, not what you've whatever it is that you're, I don't know, working on, processing, creating, whatever it is, doesn't matter that what it is. Did you follow the steps to get there? And it kills me. I just don't get me wrong. There's, you know, if you want to train someone to do something, teach them. There's some things there are steps to go through, some there aren't steps to go through. There's certain things people need to do, but I just think that outcome bit gets completely lost in the method sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. I love this. So, talk to you about what makes you mad then. I mean, you didn't say mad. What did you say? It kills you.
It does.
Yeah. So,
There
can
you
you
go.
get,
That
have
was
you
a
got an
very
example? Have
emotive
you?
word, wasn't it?
Well, I like it because it's really important because it kills you. Because I know you. You just want to get like, Mr. Efficiency, right? You want to get things done in a, you want outcomes, and whatever you're doing, does it produce the outcome that you want? And don't get involved in all the nitty gritty. Just does it produce the outcome? Was it good? Not just not marking a process. I know what you mean, right? It's like, have you followed the process? But what the outcome? If the outcome wasn't appropriate, then what's wrong with the process, right? So have you got an example that you can share about what actually kills you?
So at the moment, and this isn't something that's happened yet. This is something I'm preempting might happen. But
Okay. Oh, so it's
as
like
we've talked
okay.
about, I'm teaching myself a bit of coding at the moment, and I'm
Mm,
currently building a website for a little project for someone. And it's quite good, and there's quite a lot of functionality in it. If you were a developer, you'd say it's feature rich. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but I've done it all through a coding assistant bot where I'm getting it to write it for, and I'm learning the bits along the way, but I don't wholly understand all the nuts and bolts, nor do I think I need to because it's getting the job done. But I dare say, when I'm done, if I took my code and put it in front of a coder, they would rip it to pieces because it's not structured. And they don't. What structure of blah 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 have you used? And I'll be like, I've got no idea. I might not even used a proper structure. And it doesn't. It won't conform to certain. And I've done a bit of research around research, and it definitely won't conform to certain guidelines or layouts or way things are done. But everyone who logs on to this website and sees it, why do they care? If it works, it works. Now, I'm not stupid. I know there's ways that you build things in a way that's sensible and future-proof and, is structured in the best way. But I think that bit, which is good, sensible things, gets so taken out of context and becomes the most important thing to the point that something might not work, but it's been built the right way. And it's a bit of an illustrative example, but that sort of mentality in lots of different things is just what drives me crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
And
I really love that.
I mean, I know I'm very focused on the outcome bit, and I'm not so concerned with protocol and stuff all the time. And I know there's negatives with that trait, so I'm aware of that. It's like with everything. I think there's probably a middle ground to reach.
Yeah, you made me think of some really cool things. Actually, you've really made me reflect. This is brilliant. Anyway, carry on, Lee. Sorry, no,
No, go. What's
I've
the
written down.
reflection? What's the
Well,
reflection? I want to know this
one of
while
the
it's
things,
fresh.
one of the things is that I know when I'm back in the past, we work for a certain industry. You have to tick all these boxes, right? Or why are we ticking these boxes? Like, what's the outcome, right? If someone ticks the box, then we'll criticise. They're not tick the box, but actually you've got a good outcome. So what's that about? Like, I know there's sometimes at regulation, all that. I get all that. So yeah, I'm much more focused now. I never used to be because you're just following what people say and as you're younger. But as you go, you think, well, why are we doing that? Like, what's the point? So, well, the point I'm trying to make is keep it simple, stupid. Which is
Yes.
I try and keep that in mind all the time. For example, if someone's building a spreadsheet, can we make it? I'm really like keep it simple. I want it simple. I don't want to spend all day doing a spreadsheet. I just don't like. Do not make me video spreadsheets. I want to get on with the coaching where I'm adding value. I'm not adding value when I'm spreading a spreadsheet. Now I get the recording of data. I get it. It's important. Of course it is. But
I
can
can
we
tell
do
by
it
the
in the
tone in
simplest
the
way?
voice how much you get that.
Oh my God. So let's record the data, of course, but let's make it really easy to record it, right? So keep it simple, stupid. I love it, right? That's what I always aim to do. But sometimes we can fall into our own traps and stuff like that. So that's my first thought. The second thought, and this is the sort of counter argument that you said, right? About as long as it gets the job done, then great. Now, this is the challenge I have with this. And I thought, oh, this is a really, really cool. I don't know what you think about it. So, Apple and the design of their computers. Steve Jobs designed the interior of the Apple. You never see it, but it's absolutely beautifully designed inside. And they got there to sign it. They got inside to sign it, but no one ever see it. But it wasn't messy inside. And that, for me, is that the artistry versus functionality, right? Yeah. So that, for me, is a bit of a dichotomy. Is what's the advantage of why would Steve Jobs want it to be beautiful inside if no one's ever going to see it? But he wanted that because of what the product was. And I suppose if you think about it, now we're talking about it, that's the thing, isn't it? It's the brand, it's what they're about. So yeah, I would have thought your thoughts on that. Like, what? Because I'm with you. I'm actually with you. But you could say, oh well, why bother making it tidy so no one's ever going to see it? As long as the thing works, it's really efficient. Why not? Any thoughts on it?
Yeah, and I think it's like everything. There's shades of grey with everything, and it all comes back again to the efficiency thing. So I can see and I kind of vaguely remember that from one of the Steve Jobs films actually, but not in detail. And I know it's probably there's an artistry to how it looks inside and stuff, but there's probably also a logic to get into things. Because if you just built a computer that works, you'd have wires hanging over wires and stuff that's plugged in, it does the job, it doesn't matter. But then if you need to replace something and you've got to unplug everything that's in this spaghetti jumble, that's awful. Whereas if you've got them in an order that makes sense and it's sensible and it's neat, it then becomes really easy to do that fixing. And it's the same here. I've got,
That's a really
next
good
to me,
point. Love that.
this is my box that my microphone that I'm talking into
Yeah.
here goes into every day. And I
Yep.
will take this out, I'll wrap the cord around it, I've just knocked the little top bit off, and I'll put it in a box, and I'll put the box back in the same place. So when it's time to podcast, I know where that is. Now, when I'm done with this, I need to go and do stuff, whatever I'm going to do. Make dinner, tidy up, get on with my life once we podcasted.
Yeah.
So putting it away does not add any value to that. I just need to get out of here. So let's just ignore that. Let's go. I'll worry about that later. But then it's a week later, and I'm like, effing hell, where's my microphone? What did I do with it? Where did I stash it? Whereas that little bit of work then has helped me there. So I mean, it's not the best example. It's a bit naff, but this is, I'm the same with drawers and stuff. I like to know where stuff is. I like stuff to have a place, but it's all about, it's not so much the neatness as it is when I need it, I know where it is and it's really quick to get it.
Oh my God. Yeah. So true, right? I have organised chaos, right? When my beloved moves something, it's such a thing. Like, I have a drawer. I know where it is, but it's not very organised at all. Like, but I'll know it is. But when my beloved moves it, I go, "Where's that thing?" Because everything in my room that I used to have is always in a certain place. So I hear you, Lee, on that. I hear you. No, carry on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's good. I like that, and that's where I say it's not always as pure.
Yeah.
And then back to like your thing with spreadsheets, or me with coding or building a computer, or on a production line, or whatever it is there's a point where doing things a certain way makes it easier down the road, and you should do that. But it's like that bit, it runs a risk of running out of control, because I put this back on the shelf here. I could then go and draw a diagram of where everything is on my desk, so that if anyone needs to put anything away, they know where to go. That's going too far. I just need to know where I'm put it, and I put it. I don't need to kind of build a protocol around it. Again, I'm a terrible example, but that's kind of how I'm illustrating that.
I don't know if I can share this, right? You remind me so much of an old manager. I don't know if you were there with me, but it was back in the day when I was one of my first jobs. You know what I'm talking about anyway. And we had this manager, and they had their pens in certain colours on their desk in a certain way. They were off for the day. So I needed their desk for a bit. So I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll just go in the manager. This is when managers in the day had their own office. I mean, some managers still do, whatever. So I thought, I'll take myself away because I need some space. Just go in there. I'll work away. So I worked away for the whole day. And I went back to my old desk. My manager came in, and I heard this booming voice go, "Who's been at my desk?" And I went, "Oh," and I wanted to start making a sneaky exit. And what I'd done is I'd clearly not put the pens in the correct order. So, Lee, I'm with you on this thing that if the pens are there, the pens are there, as long as they're there, right? Of a certain order, right? But I get it, right? People have got different things. So I think there's maybe there was a way he was marking things in a certain way, right?
Yeah.
You needed to try
There's
colours.
no
I guess
right
functionality,
answer
right?
on all of this. Some of it is a lot subjective, but I guess the word, if we're going to do, as we will do at some point, takeaways, and I'm getting mine in early, proportionality is the thing. That's what it is. I think, because there's a time and a place depending on your environment, where you are, what's going on, what it's about. But it's just, is the effort of what you're doing proportionate to the goal it's trying to achieve, I guess. And it's difficult, it's different for everyone, but I think that's the thing to keep in mind is this proportionate, or is it over the top? Am I spending energy that's just going nowhere?
Yeah, and I was just thinking, how do we apply this? So my takeaway is just keeping things really stupid, keeping it simple, stupid, right? That's what I want to do.
Keeping things stupid, I think you were right first time.
I really am not a very complex guy. I just want things to really work easily. So I just want to say quick hi to Clara. Thank you for liking the live. Quick shout out to Darry. Liked about 600 times. So thank you for that. Amazing. Thank you. Oh, we just got a gift as well. Which is brilliant. Who is that? Oh, is it number one? Number one. Who's that? Who just gifted that? I can't see. But if you have, you know who you are. Thank you so much for that. I just wanted to shout some people out. If you can ask a question, you can ask a question like the live and ask a question. So thank you so much. It's TikTok, a TikTok symbol. So number one gift of badge. Just got the number gift. It was fantastic. Well done. I love that. Keep it up. Keep liking and sharing. Anyway, where was I going with this? So how do we apply this? So my way of trying to do things is like when I work is I just want to keep things really scheduled and organized. So what I used to do is I think we can utilize the Covey matrix for this, and I've referenced it a few times, haven't I? Like,
is this the urgent and important? Not
yeah,
urgent,
he's
not
got
important.
it.
See, it's there. It's
Yeah,
there.
it's all there. So for me, like, if we keep, if we're talking about, you know, keeping things simple, then that's really good because sometimes we can overcomplicate our days. I mean, my setup here, I prep, like, even today for tomorrow. I prep my day for tomorrow, but I have some time for that at the end of the day. And we talked about this before, actually, gaps, and you've talked about your backlog your life, right? So I think simplifying all these things is really important. And for me, is it urgent, important, which is do now? Is it important but not urgent? That's your self-development space. Is it important to other people, but not important to you? You can reject that or politely reject it. And then lastly, not important, not urgent, right? It's distractions, things that get in the way of what you want to achieve. So that's going to be my takeaway. So I'm just asking our audience, think about what you're doing. Is there something that you're doing that you can simplify? But like Lee said, if you're Steve Jobs, you're going to simplify, but you want artistry inside. But it's maybe because if you come back, you need to fix something. You need it to be neat and tidy. So you need to take the time up front to make it neat and tidy because you have to do something with it. Like car engines, I suppose, is a similar sort of thing, isn't it? Some cars are terrible, and I'm going a bit off tangent, but like replacing a headlight in my daughter's car was simple as, right? It was a Volkswagen Golf, got the bulb, popped it in. I had an Audi. Oh my God. Could I get to the light bulb? Absolutely not. Take this off, take that off, take the other off. Not having it. So, yeah, I'm all about keeping it simple. So, there's lots of advantages in time, right? We haven't got enough time. So, I think for me is keep it simple, efficiency in your time, and make sure the outcomes are good. That's what I'm getting from me. Like, I want good outcomes. That's what is this what I'm doing, producing the thing that I want that's heading me towards, in my case, what I'm doing every day, is it leading to what I want to be doing with my life? Right. Is it simple? Yes. I've got a simple morning routine. Yes. Doing this podcast. Yes. Content every day. Yes. Great. Make it simple. Love it. Love this, Lee. I've really enjoyed this. So that's my take. Anything? That's what I've said. What do you think?
No, it's good. I like that. We've kind of run into takeaways. We're getting up against our time wall here. So I guess that is the message. Okay. Just the message for people is that it's, just keep it simple. I'm not saying people are stupid, but the KISS anagram is a way to remember it. And so many ways it helps. You get more done, you're more effective, but it's also less stressful. But you've just got to find your bar for where that is. Don't go the other way where you strip out everything and there's no guardrails on your life whatsoever and it's all just chaos everywhere. There's, like I said, there's a middle ground with everything. So to say that quote, and it's not the direct thing of it, but that's what stuck out to me is the most important things are simple, and keep that focus.
Simplify. So this thing we said about where you want to get stuff done in a day and you want to start with your first task. I'm going back to one of the things you said very early on in the podcast, which is a really helpful thing in the morning if you do it. Do you remember what it was?
Making a bed.
The first thing in the morning. Yeah, that. I do that. I still do that. And it's really, really powerful. And it's powerful stuff.
It's your first choice of the day. Do you do it or do you skip it?
Yeah. So that spread into now, Lee, for me in my morning routine is spread into making a coffee, doing some exercise, journaling, reading a page a day. And before I even started work, I've got this whole routine that I go through, and it really does empower me for the day. So I love that. Anyway, I just want to give out some shout outs because Johnny Silverhand, thank you so much for gifting. I love that. Rafa Diaz, thank you for joining. Thank you. You're just the number one gifter or something. Thank you so much for that. So it's brilliant. Some really good interactions. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate that. So some good likes here this evening on the TikTok.
Fantastic stuff. No, we really appreciate it. And to everyone out there watching or listening, again, to support us, if you just put Jose Noya Inspiration Nation into your Google machine, TikTok and YouTube links will come up at the top. They're the best places to go in. Follow, like, subscribe. You'll get told when you're going live. We can interact with the show. And head over to inspirationnation.org.uk. Our shop is there. Get your inspiration Inspiration Nation merch. Joe's got his great t-shirt up behind him. I've got a mug hiding around somewhere. And full links to the full audio podcast and the YouTube page is all there. 5+ years of not only inspirational content, but our journey there as well. And we hope in our little way we're inspiring everyone out there. Right.
I think we are. Go on.
All that's left for me to do is count us down. We'll be back next week. 3, 2, 1.
Brilliant.
Inspiration Nation.
Inspiration Nation.
Catch you guys
Catch
later.
you guys later. Later, TikTokers. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.
Good stuff. Right, we've got 1 minute and 50 seconds before